everyone, Morgan here. That's right, it's bug out bag time, or BONCH is what I like to call this bad boy right here. I'm gonna have a video coming up that talks all about my new inventory of my Alaska bug out bag and this new bag from 511. But first, I'm gonna talk about the top 10 underrated items that you can have for your bug out bag. All right, the first one is gonna be manicure kit. I can't tell you how many times I use a manicure kit, especially with my kids. And I know a lot of people just use a knife or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. But actual nail clippers, it's just so comforting to have it. You know what I mean? It's just like, and especially for kids. I don't like taking a knife to my kids' nails because, you know, they can twitch or whatever. I just like having those nail clippers to be able to cut nails, especially if they get broken. Oh, don't even get me started. Next one's gonna be garbage bags or Ziploc bags. I actually have been carrying a lot more Ziploc bags over garbage bags because they're smaller. I can put foraging stuff in it. I can put trash in it. I can put, you know, a little snack bags of snacks in it, and then I can reuse that Ziploc. So you don't have to put it in empty. You can, just to save on space if you want, but Ziploc bags are amazing to have on hand. Fresh socks and underwear. Listen, fresh socks especially. You know, I've gotten my feet wet or, you know, whatever the case may be, and I've just wanted a fresh pair of socks. And in some cases, a fresh pair of socks is not just a want, it's a need. Like in a snowy, you know, really cold situation, socks are going to be imperative. Nice wool socks. Sporks. You know what? Those nice long sporks I'm showing here on the screen, that's where it's at. I'm telling you. Nice long sporks. Everybody, you can eat whatever you want from these sporks. They fit in those, you know, freeze-dried meal bags, those long sporks. You got to have it. And they're so lightweight, thin, you can put it literally anywhere. A battery bank. So this on the screen is my favorite battery bank. I love anything by Anchor, but there's a lot of really interesting battery banks that are coming out. And I'm not just talking about you know, like the solar generator battery banks. I'm talking about just the little ones, like here on the screen, for your phone or, you know, your radio or whatever. These little battery banks are small, lightweight. You can do whatever you want with them. A sewing kit. So yes, you know, duct tape, it can solve everything. You know, except sewing things can be a little more permanent, okay? I have found that taping things still, sometimes they can re-rip. It just kind of depends on the situation. But when I sew something, it's, for me, a bit more permanent. You know, just mending like a tent or a piece of clothing or even my child's doll, right? Just mending something is an important skill. And having the little sewing kit has actually come in handy in our household a lot. A mosquito net. Listen, I live in Alaska, okay, and we love the bug spray. It's okay, it's our summer perfume. But we also have head nets. There are mosquito nets for like your beds. There's mosquito like little tent nets that you just put outside. Mosquito nets are great. You know, it's not just for mosquitoes either, for flies or whatever else you want to keep out. Towels, hand towel, you know, just like the little, well, I was going to say hand towels, but these are more like the cloth towels, hand towels, big towels. Towels are just so multi-purpose. You can use them for a picnic, you know, on the ground. You can, you know, of course, dry yourself with, but you can use them for so many different purposes. A shamag is a good one, but most preppers have a shamag, right? But towels, I carry the microfiber towels for some things, but I like the cotton towels because I can also use a cotton towel for filtering water before I purify it. Gloves. Nitrile gloves, as well as winter gloves, as well as like gardening gloves, kind of like leathery gloves. Any of those types of gloves. We normally have nitrile gloves in our first aid kit, but then I also carry a pair of like pleather gloves in my bug out bag. And then in the winter, I have my winter gloves, or mittens rather. I have gloves and mittens. I have gloves under the mittens. But gloves, keep these hands protected. You know, I love to get my hands deep in that dirt when I garden, but for a lot of other things that, you know, I could get poked or any of those other things, I like to have gloves. And the last one is a silcock key. This one I say is underrated because literally every single time I talk about it, there's always people in the comments saying it's too heavy to carry. listen, we have to prioritize, okay? A lot of these things, you may not see it as a priority for you, and I get that, okay? A lot of these things can be slipped into a little pouch and you'd never even know it was there. The Silcock key, yes, does weigh a little bit, but for an urban area, or really actually almost any area, I was able to use the Silcock key in rural areas as well. The Silcock key is only to be used in an emergency situation, but the Silcock key is a necessity for finding water in an emergency situation from buildings. It's an easy way to access water. Now, you don't have to prioritize it if it's not for you, but I take that weight as a priority. You have to prioritize and figure out what's going to work best for your bug out bag. These are just ideas, of course. What are some other underrated bug out bag items? Put them down below. And remember, I'm talking underrated, things that are not talked about very much. I'm not talking about a multi-tool, okay? That's like the number one item in a bug out bag, right? All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. I will talk to you later. Bye.